What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Steel City Motors and another vehicle highlight. Today we're going to be going over a model I truly anticipated to film for quite a while. From the moment it hit the lot, I really wanted to do my due diligence and my research and really put in my 100% for covering this vehicle. This is the Audi Q7 Quattro Premium Plus TDI Diesel Edition. This is the 2015 model, and I'm really excited to get into it with you today. So the diesel model might kind of spook a few people because not a lot of diesel models for these types of vehicles are seen around the road today, especially not here in Alabama. But a huge benefit of this is the efficiency and the performance that it puts out. This vehicle is available in a gas or diesel configuration, and the configuration with the diesel engine is much more performative in many ways. From the capacity of the miles that you can get from one fill up to the cost of diesel at the present moment, this option is overall excellent. So right now, diesel is actually the second cheapest type of fuel. I know that may seem kind of shocking, but the closest to the cheapest thing, which is basic gas, the essential regular gas, is actually diesel. It is a few cents cheaper than mid-grade and considerably cheaper than premium gas. This is being said at the end of April of 2025. So if you're watching this at a slightly different time, it may be slightly different. But with today's market, this is actually one of the cheapest types of fuel. Also, how does the performance reflect differently? The TDI diesel engine actually makes quite a bit more miles per fill up than the gas version on average. How many, would you ask? Well, the gas version is actually 580 miles on average, with the diesel counterpart being right around 739 on average. So not only do you get way more miles per fill up, you also get quite a bit more per gallon for your money. This is a 26.4 gallon tank, which is comparable to most its size, and you definitely get quite a bit of miles either way, especially with the TDI option. Now, this vehicle was definitely built for style and comfort in every way, shape, and form. From the fluid lines to the options such as the roof rack that can offer many configurations for all of your summer activities, to the larger wheels, the more sporty and upscale stance of the vehicle, and the smaller details like the headlights and the fog lights being both stylized and engineered to perform. Audi truly knows what they're doing when it comes to making a beautiful and functional vehicle. Audi is in the same family as the other vehicles under its parent company Volkswagen, which includes Porsche and Bentley. So you know that these people have engineered quite a few masterfully crafted vehicles. The option, style, and comfort definitely don't end at the exterior glance. Everything on the inside of this cabin is crafted artfully and comfortably, from all of the different seating configurations that you can get with this 7-seater third row vehicle, to the beautiful panoramic sunroof setup with 2 sunroofs available, one covering the first 2 rows and one covering the rear row with its own controls. This vehicle definitely has an impressive cabin feel. All the details definitely reflect luxury and a intentional design that makes everything easy to use, from all the different configurations you have at the driver door, from the mirrors to the child locks in the windows, to everything having its own assigned seat, from the cruise control, the lights, the different configurations right here. Not too many buttons on the steering wheel, so you're not overwhelmed by the million buttons that some of these models have, and are more focused on the ergonomics of the steering wheel with the typical wiper controls to the side. A hybrid digital and analog setup that we will take a look at shortly, with not as much touchscreen and super duper kind of glitchy stuff that you have on some more modern models, and a bigger focus on beautifully positioned analog, more push button controls for everything that you have here, from the dual zone climate control in the front and the back to the multimedia and other setups. More options still as we go to the back of the vehicle. All of these doors, side panels have a very deep storage pocket as well as a cup holder large enough to hold larger water bottles and cups. A Bose surround sound system that permeates the vehicle with a higher quality of sound, and easy to fold and configure seats that allow access to the different rows. 60-40 in the middle and 50-50 in the back, with every single row having the latch points or lower anchor points for car seats, making this vehicle able to fit 4 to 5 car seats for children at a time. The power lift gate can be configured to different heights, and the button can be pressed here in the front or on the fob, with different configurations back here as well. As I said, 50-50 split back here, and all weather floor mats that are signature Q7 floor mats, all original and all included here. Very rugged, very tough, and great for any kind of weather. We also have a toolbox in the rear with all the room for anything that you may need back here as well, without sacrificing any trunk space. Even details such as smaller hooks for cargo nets, an optional cargo shade mount, and a rear 12-volt outlet signify that Audi truly thought of even these smaller details when configuring this vehicle. As mentioned, the rear roof also has its own controls so that every passenger can have their own experience, and the rear seats are contoured almost like bucket seats to not sacrifice the comfort of any passenger. This is truly a beautifully ergonomically designed cabin. There are 2 ways to start this vehicle, one with the typical key start and a start and stop button for the engine if the fob is present. This is a mostly analog cluster with a digital center for information, but there is quite a bit of information to be had. When we go to the menu button down here, you can select things via dial, and you can also look at different aspects that you have to offer, from the navigation to information, telephone and car configurations. The car option actually gives you a ton of different options to look at: the service, the AC, the driver assist, and the vehicle settings. There is an ample amount of settings for this model, such as the 360 sensors when you are backing up. You can see that this is a normal backup camera, but the amount of sensors and the way that they can be configured is also available in these settings. We have all the pictures on the website. As mentioned before, this is kind of an old school and a new school combination, with the multimedia having a disc changer, each zone of climate control having its own panel, and having things like a valet mode, a trip computer, and all such things. Another really cool thing is all the parking assist features being available up here. Like, you can see your proximity to a vehicle if you're parallel parking, and then if you click into settings, you can actually look at the different parking aid tones and other options as such. Another couple of things that I wanted to go over before we hop out and end this vehicle highlight is just a couple of the performance features that this vehicle has to offer. For example, even though the engine definitely gives you a good amount for your money in terms of fuel efficiency at its 19 city, 28 highway, and all the aforementioned stats with the TDI configuration, it also puts out a fairly impressive 240 horsepower at 406 pound-feet of torque. Now, that diesel torque cannot be beat. It has a 7.7 second 0 to 60, which is nothing to shake a stick at when you're in an SUV. So when you have something like this and you feel, oh, I have a mom car, you also got to remember that this is quite a lot of performance, quite a lot of style and comfort, and it definitely doesn't look like your typical boring parent car from the outside or the inside. This thing is truly a work of art. Alright everybody, thank you so much for joining me on another vehicle highlight. This is my most comprehensive one yet. If you want to truly seal the deal and get this experience for yourself, head on over to 1011 Old Cedar Grove Road here in Moody, Alabama, right off of exit 144 on I-20, or head over to steelcitymotors.com for all the pictures and the comprehensive look off of this video. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one.